700 jobs gone. AI taking over. Most CEOs dodge the AI job debate. Klarna's CEO, he's bragging about it. What's the end game? Reckless disruption or a wake-up call for every industry? We break it all down with the latest AI dope.
Okay, so you know how most companies, like when it comes to the whole robots taking our jobs thing, they try to like downplay it?
Right.
Well, Klarna's CEO, this guy Sebastian Siemiatkowski, he's like going in the totally opposite direction.
Really?
He's like almost bragging about it. And Klarna, by the way, if you're not familiar, they're a buy now, pay later company.
Okay.
So kind of like a modern layaway plan for online shopping. And they're valued at over $15 billion.
Wow.
So it's not like there's some fringe startup. You know, this is a major player.
Yeah. So not some small potatoes then.
No, not at all.
Interesting. So what's going on here? What's with this counterintuitive approach?
Well, they're being super aggressive about automating jobs.
Uh-huh.
And Siemiatkowski is being like really open about it.
Okay.
Almost to the point where it's kind of provocative.
So the question is why? What's the strategy here?
Yeah, is it just like a PR stunt or is there something deeper going on?
Right.
Well, let's look at the specifics. Because they're claiming like some pretty impressive results from, you know, using AI to replace certain jobs.
Like what? What are we talking about?
Well, like for instance, customer service, they've replaced something like 700 agents with a chatbot that can resolve issues like 9 minutes faster.
9 minutes faster
Per interaction. Yeah.
Wow. That's a huge potential cost saving right there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And efficiency boost too.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they're doing it in other areas too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Like what?
So they're using AI to generate marketing images,
Okay.
which they say saves them $10 million annually.
Wow.
And get that they've even automated legal contract generation.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. And it cuts the time down from like an hour to 10 minutes.
That's incredible.
Yeah. It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like that's a whole nother level of efficiency.
Totally.
But I think what's even more eyebrow raising are some of these like statements that Siemiatkowski is making
Oh, really?
about the future of work in general.
Yeah. What's he saying? Quick ask. Almost 95% of you watch our videos but still aren't subscribed. Please click subscribe. It really helps us grow. And if you're not loving our content, you can always change your mind. Thanks, and back to it.
What's even more eyebrow raising are some of these like statements that Siemiatkowski is making. He believes that AI can already do all jobs that humans do. And he doesn't see very many new jobs emerging to replace the ones that are lost
Wow.
to automation. He even predicts that Klarna's workforce is going to shrink from its current 4,000 employees
Oh, wow.
to just 2,000.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah, it's like a pretty bold statement. And their own actions seem to back it up.
How so?
Well, they've already gone from 5,000 employees down to 4,000, and that's before they even hit their projected 2,000.
And it's not like he's unaware of the controversy this is generating, right?
Right.
Remember when Klarna tweeted about replacing photographers with AI?
Oh, yeah.
Like the backlash was pretty intense.
Yeah.
So why is he choosing to be so outspoken, even provocative about this?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, right? Like, is he just naive, or is there some, like, method to this madness?
I mean, he is a successful CEO.
Right.
There's got to be more to it than just like tech bravado, right?
Yeah.
Well, if we look at Siemiatkowski's track record, there's a definite pattern of disruption.
Yeah.
He built Klarna by challenging traditional banks. He's butted heads with unions, even within his own company.
Really?
Yeah,
So maybe these AI pronouncements are part of a larger play.
it's possible.
Almost like he's positioning himself and Klarna at the forefront of this inevitable AI revolution.
Yeah, that's a very real possibility.
Yeah.
And by openly embracing AI and automation,
Right.
Klarna is certainly generating a lot of buzz, both positive and negative.
And buzz is currency, especially in the tech world.
Absolutely.
So this kind of attention could be very valuable, especially with their upcoming IPO.
That's true. It's an interesting thought. Klarna's valuation actually took a hit recently,
Oh, really?
and they had to lay off employees. It was right after this that they started really leaning into this whole AI is the future narrative.
So it's like this company that just took a financial hit, and suddenly they're rebranding themselves as like the poster child for the AI revolution.
Yeah, it's like saying, hey, investors, we're not just cutting costs. We're the future of work.
Exactly.
And that kind of narrative can be very appealing to investors
Oh, for sure.
who are looking for companies that can thrive in a world that's increasingly dominated by AI.
Yeah, and to really drive the point home,
Yeah.
Siemiatkowski loves to mention that Klarna is OpenAI's favorite guinea pig
Oh, wow.
for testing out new AI tools. So talk about aligning yourself with the hottest company in tech.
Yeah, that's brilliant, strategically speaking.
Oh, yeah.
They're not just using AI, they're like shaping its development,
Right.
which creates this perception of being ahead of the curve.
Hey, want our free AI dope top AI tools that we use? Chat below. It's our live Google Sheets packed with over 100 killer tools, video, music, photos, AI voices, productivity, script writing, YouTube hacks, captions, the works. Always growing. Live Google Sheet. Always free. AI, dope top AI tools that we use. Download and chat below. Back to the show.
So Klarna's story is fascinating on its own.
Yeah.
But how does this all connect to the bigger picture? Like, is Klarna just an outlier?
Right.
Or does their approach reflect like a broader trend that's happening in Silicon Valley?
That's where things get really interesting. And this is where you need to pay attention.
Right, I'm listening.
What's happening at Klarna is a microcosm of what's happening across the tech industry. Investors are pouring billions into AI companies. And those investments hinge on one key factor, reducing labor costs through automation.
So is Siemiatkowski just a little more blunt than other tech leaders
Possibly.
about the potential for robots to replace human workers?
It's interesting to contrast his bluntness with the more cautious language used by other tech CEOs.
cool.
Take OpenAI's Sam Altman, for example.
Okay.
He talks about AI taking over tasks rather than jobs, but the implication is still there.
It seems like they're all ultimately betting on a future where AI does more of the work,
It seems that way.
which means fewer humans are needed.
Remember that venture capitalist who openly praised Klarna's full-on automation at scale right in front of Siemiatkowski?
Yeah.
That wasn't a gaffe.
Yeah.
That was a glimpse into the mindset of many investors.
It's almost like Siemiatkowski is voicing what everyone else is already thinking, but is too afraid to say out loud.
He's the canary in the coal mine. His approach, while controversial, is forcing us to confront a reality that many have been trying to ignore. The AI revolution is already here,
Wow.
and it's going to reshape the world of work as we know it.
So we've got this Swedish fintech CEO who's practically shouting from the rooftops about replacing his workforce with robots.
Right.
That's a pretty bold move.
Yeah.
And it definitely raises some eyebrows.
Sure.
But is there something we can learn from all of this?
Absolutely.
Something that, like, you, our listener, can take away and apply to your own career, your own life?
Absolutely. While Siemiatkowski's bluntness might be unusual,
Right.
he's likely reflecting a widespread belief in Silicon Valley that automation is the future of work. This isn't just some fringe idea.
Right,
It's
right.
the direction the entire tech industry seems to be heading in.
Mhm.
And that has huge implications for everyone, not just people working in tech. And this isn't about some distant, robot apocalypse.
Yeah.
This is happening now, and it's going to accelerate. And that's why it's so crucial for you, the listener, to understand what this means for your own career, your own future.
Okay, so we've painted a pretty stark picture
Yeah.
of what's happening with AI and the future of work.
Right.
And it's easy to get caught up in the doom and gloom, but what can people actually do about it? Like, is there a way to navigate this changing landscape, or are we all just at the mercy of the algorithms?
Well, the good news is that you're not powerless.
Okay.
The key is to be proactive.
Right.
Don't wait for the robots to come for your job. Start preparing now.
That sounds great in theory,
Sure.
but what does that actually look like? Where do you even begin?
It starts with understanding the skills that are going to be most valuable in an AI-driven world.
Okay.
Think about it. What can humans do that AI can't?
Okay, so things like creativity, problem solving, critical thinking, those kinds of things.
Exactly. Those are the skills that will set you apart. AI is great at repetitive tasks, at processing information, but it struggles with things that require nuanced judgment, emotional intelligence, and complex human interaction.
So this isn't just about learning to code or becoming a data scientist.
Yes.
It's about honing those uniquely human skills that AI can't replicate.
Precisely. And it's also about being adaptable.
Okay.
The job market is going to be in constant flux as AI continues to evolve.
Yeah.
You need to be willing to learn new things, to pivot your skills, to embrace change as a constant.
It almost sounds like we need to become more human
Yeah.
to stay ahead of the machines. Kind of ironic, isn't it?
It is ironic, but it also speaks to the enduring value of what it means to be human.
Yeah.
AI can augment our abilities.
Uh-huh.
It can make us more efficient, but it can't replace the qualities that make us unique and valuable.
So this isn't just about surviving the robot apocalypse. It's about using AI as a tool
Right.
to enhance our own capabilities
Yeah.
and create a more fulfilling and meaningful future of work.
Think about it as an opportunity to rethink what work looks like, to focus on tasks that require our uniquely human skills.
That sounds great, but let's be realistic.
Okay.
Not everyone has the luxury of just switching careers or picking up new skills on a whim.
Right.
What about people whose jobs are already being directly impacted by automation?
Yeah.
What about like the 55-year-old translator Siemiatkowski mentioned, who's being replaced by AI?
You're right. This transition isn't going to be easy for everyone.
Yeah.
And that's where we need to start having some serious conversations as a society.
Okay.
We need to talk about things like universal basic income retraining programs and how we can support people who are displaced by automation.
So this isn't just a tech issue, it's a societal issue.
Yeah.
It's about the kind of future we want to create.
Exactly. Do we want a future where the benefits of AI are concentrated in the hands of a few?
Right.
Or do we want a future where everyone has the opportunity to thrive? These are questions we all need to be asking ourselves.
Because the decisions we make today are going to have a huge impact on the world of tomorrow. And the way we navigate this AI revolution is going to determine whether it leads to widespread prosperity or increased inequality.
It's easy to feel overwhelmed by all of this.
Yeah.
But the key is to remember that we have agency.
Okay.
We can choose to be passive bystanders in this technological revolution, or we can choose to be active participants shaping the future we want to see.
So let's choose to be the architects of our own destiny. Let's embrace the potential of AI while also being mindful of its limitations and potential downsides.
Let's have those tough conversations.
Yeah.
Demand better from our leaders, invest in education and retraining.
Okay.
Let's make sure everyone benefits from this technological revolution, not just a select few.
And for you, our listener, that means taking action.
Right.
Start thinking about what skills you can develop, what knowledge you can acquire, and how you can position yourself to thrive in a world where AI is going to play an increasingly important role.
Don't wait for someone else to tell you what the future holds. Be proactive, be curious, and be the architect of your own future.
So what are your thoughts on all of this? Are you excited about the possibilities of AI, or are you worried about the potential downsides? What steps are you taking to prepare for the future of work? We'd love to hear from you. It's a lot to think about, huh? Like AI automating jobs, reshaping industries, and even potentially changing the very fabric of society.
Yeah, it can feel pretty overwhelming, but remember, knowledge is power.
Right.
And what we've done today is equip you with the knowledge you need to navigate this new landscape.
And it's not just a technological shift, right? It's a human one.
Absolutely. We have the power to choose how we respond to these changes.
Yeah.
We can either be swept away by the current or learn to ride the wave.
That's a great way to put it. And, thinking back to Siemiatkowski, the CEO of Klarna, who we talked about earlier,
Right.
his approach, while controversial, has done something really important.
What's that?
It's forced us to confront a reality that a lot of people have been trying to ignore.
And that in itself is valuable.
Yeah, it's a wake-up call. Yeah, it's a challenge to think critically about the role of AI in our lives, our work, our world.
And as we've discussed, we have agency.
Right.
We can choose to be passive bystanders in this technological revolution, or we can choose to be active participants shaping the future we want to see.
So let's choose to be the architects of our own destiny. Let's embrace the potential of AI,
Absolutely.
but also be mindful of its limitations and potential downsides.
Let's have those tough conversations, demand better from our leaders, and invest in education and retraining.
Yeah.
Let's make sure everyone benefits from this technological revolution, not just a select few.
That's the challenge and the opportunity before us.
AI is replacing jobs fast. Click this next video to find out what the top 7 tech skills you must learn to stay relevant in today's changing job market.